Stop messing with good animation trilogies. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Paul's journey literally ends with the third one. Why would you come back with a new story? Screenplay by ChatGPT. The movie is very predictable. The only thing that I actually can't predict is the Tai Lung less screen time. I mean, they show him like he's a very important character for this movie, but here we are. Actually, that's on me. I think I expect a better movie. Okay, story goes very okay and simply, but wait, it feels like it's 20-minute episode of some TV series. You watch Kung Fu Panda series, right? Most of the DreamWorks movie have their own TV series too. And Kung Fu Panda is one of them. And this movie looks like one of the episodes of this show. I mean, the story explains itself in 20 seconds and lose nothing. Okay, maybe you find it rude because those series have nice episodes its own. But let me tell you something. We give money for this movie. Like, we give it and expect something that we didn't watch on TV. Maybe better story writing or maybe better visuals, but in the end, we expect something and this movie gives no expectations, sadly. They really dangled the idea of Pooh and Tai Lung team up in front of us without actually making it happen. I really bothered that, by the way. Like, not just team up, but Tai Lung didn't become a dragon warrior too. I mean, just think. In the trailer, Tai Lung has returned, right? His power got taken by a chameleon and apparently he asked Pooh for help. And in the other place, Pooh becomes a spiritual something? I forgot what it was. So he needs to choose next dragon warrior. Is it just me to think Tai Lung and Pooh go on an adventure and Pooh sees Tai Lung has changed and chooses him to be the next dragon warrior? I mean, isn't it the first way someone think? But it didn't happen. Like, not just the dragon warrior thing, but the goes on adventure too. While I watch this movie, every second I think like, so Tai Lung has come and team up with Paul. Because the trailer is a pretend movie story is going to be like that. But the reality is Tai Lung only showed like 3 minutes in the final scene. Chameleon took the stuff and opened the portal, then Tai Lung showed up, makes a cool moves, then bam, he got jailed. How did Tai Lung get chilled that easily like this? Okay, he can't fight apparently, because Chameleon take his chai. But I mean, he still has muscles, right? Another thing that really bothers me is Lord Shan. He's not seen that much as Tai Lung. If he was, I would be more frustrated, honestly. It goes the same as Tai Lung. Lord Shan showed up and lost his chai and got imprisoned. You know what's wrong with this? Yeah, why the freak you take Lord Shan's chai? He's not even that good in Kung Fu. Even he knows this, so he makes his cannons and become more like a commander than a Kung Fu master. It's just a cameo and that's why I bothered. I love Lord Shan, he's one of my favorite animated villains of all time. And then another movie showed up and said, hey, in this movie Lord Shan will be seen. I'm supposed to be happy, right? No, sorry, but I didn't work like that. Lord Shan power is not his Kung Fu, but its command ability. So when Chameleon stole his chai, she got literally nothing special. She already can transform a peacock, right? So I really don't understand. Why do you make more cameos when it doesn't make any sense and nobody likes? Nothing new, different villain, same shit. Let's talk about Chameleon. Even though there is nothing much to talk about except weird characteristic choices, Chameleon is the worst villain of the series. One of the reasons for this, the only character that actually has no beef with our main cast. Tai Lung has beef with Shifu, because of the dragon warrior kind of stuffs. Lord Shan kills Paul's mother. And lastly, Kai and Master Uguay have beef for years. Every villain of this series has more complicated stuff with our main characters. But Chameleon just showed up and being bad. When we see the second movie, yeah, we want the Pooh defeated Lord Shan, but we also want to know how Pooh deal with Shan when we know that Lord Shan killed his mother. But Chameleon doesn't have that. Pooh just sees her in the end and fights with her. And when she defeated, we have nothing to worry about. In the first movie, we feel about Tai Lung because he really tries to do his best for being Dragon Warrior. But he's just thrown away and nobody cares about his dream. When Pooh defeats Tai Lung, yeah, maybe we can be happy for Pooh saves the town. But also we are sad for Tai Lung. Because when we heard of Tai Lung's backstory, we empathize with him. So if that's the case, we can look Chameleon's backstory to empathize with her, right? Her backstory is she can't Kung Fu because she is small. I mean, okay, I get it what they do, but it's so lame. Because it didn't fit in this world rules, dude. What do you mean she can't Kung Fu because she's small? What about him? He is in the Furious 5. Like, he's the smallest dude yet he can fight like a champ. Or how about Shifu? He's one of the grandmaster of the series. Being small is not a reason to do not kung fu in this world. Let's say it was. Well, Puss shamed for his body in the first movie and he didn't mumble about it. In the end, he became a dragon warrior with that body. Okay, maybe Chameleon has not had those nerves, but still in this world you can do kung fu with being small. Chameleon sadly doesn't fit this world with her backstory. They couldn't have done the Furious 5 dirtier. Oh, of course, one of the flops is the Furious 5 is going for a mission. I mean, it's cheap, right? What could be more important than the Tai Lung return to the mortal realms? If we speak of the same Furious 5, they would come from their mission for this. But no, who has the travel with the fox who is already a bad person and a prisoner? Because he has known her like 3 days or something and he had to choose her to become the new dragon warrior. Story is so... I can't even find the right word, like... Okay, in this world, being a dragon warrior is the big thing, okay? Master Shifu and the other doesn't believe Pooh in the beginning. Pooh proves to himself that he actually has a pure heart. Well, then why does Pooh choose someone who backstabs him? In the second half, we find out Zen always worked for Chameleon, surprise, and her real mission was to steal the wand all along. I ignore the fact that she waited like end of the journey to steal the wand. But why? Why Pooh chooses someone like backstab him? I mean, maybe she just feels guilty. She might still be evil and have mercy for you. How about that? She just helps him and Pooh chooses her to be the new dragon warrior. Also, writers really think that we like their new character. I mean, if I were a writer, I would never choose a new dragon warrior someone like her. No, not for I think that she doesn't deserve it, but when the subject is something like that important, audiences want to see the old character that we have known and liked for a long time. Anyway, back to review. Probably the real reason of that all the Furious 5's characters' voice actors are famous people. And of course it's really expensive. So they just removed those in this movie. They have very mediocre screen time. The most frustrating kind of bad movie. The one kind you can see the vested potential of being good. I really believe this movie has potential. Actually, the villain character is not that bad. I mean, her design is totally awesome, and I love her power. If she has more screen time and a better backstory, I might think this villain is better than Kai. Or the story. Yeah, Paul's decision of the new Dragon Warrior thing is a great storyline. If they just think a little bit more clever and don't choose a new character to be the new Dragon Warrior, it was actually an interesting concept. We really need Tai Lung in this movie. You know, it's actually a cliche. Normally, animes make it more, but you guys can't see it in the Western media. The first villain of the series always become a good guy, and Tai Lung has a potential to do that. Poe and Tai Lung would be a really cool duo. Their interaction would really worth to watch. Maybe in the story, first we see Poe doesn't trust Tai Lung, and when the story goes, he finds out Tai Lung actually really becomes a good guy. DreamWorks is a weird studio, like they try so hard and they just let it out. Puss and Boo's Last Wish is just pure awesome, and they know in this movie what fans want. But in this movie, they literally do what they don't in Puss in Boots. I really like DreamWorks. Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Last Wish, Kung Fu Panda trilogy, all of them are so perfect, and I know they do better if they just don't squish their series. A movie destined to play on top of Fortnite gameplay in TikTok lives. Of course it's not. Why do you think like that?